about a painful decision. That leopard should have thought twice before jumping onto a ball of spikes. Meet the porcupine. Now, they don't really need an introduction. I mean, everybody knows if you mess with a porcupine, you're gonna end up with some unwanted new piercings. A lot of them. I mean, these guys are covered in almost 30,000 quills. That's 30,000 different reasons why the leopard should not have done that. Not to mention, their quills are barbed. That means they're gonna go in nice and easy. But good luck taking them out. And if you don't take them out, these quills are designed to keep sliding in deeper over time. So they'll eventually hit an organ. And you'll eventually hit the newspaper. I mean, they've taken out lions and leopards. And yes, even humans. A porcupine is not even safe from a porcupine. They quill themselves. In fact, they're known for climbing up trees and then falling out of the tree and sending themselves to God. They're not very sharp. Well, their mind's not sharp. Moral of the story, nobody wants to deal with this walking spike strip. Not even the spike strip itself. If finding owls was a game, you just found the final boss. Meet the Eurasian eagle owl. They stand about 3 feet tall with a wingspan of nearly 7 feet. Sideways, they could play in the NBA. They're also the strongest owl with a grip strength of around 700 pounds per square inch. Go ahead, ball up your fist as hard as you could. Now remember that there's a bird that could do it 10 times harder. Not to mention, this is what they're grabbing them with. Those things can make your internals become externals. But then again, what do you expect from a bird that's known to hunt sheep and deer and other birds of prey? Especially other birds of prey. That's their favorite flavor. They don't like competition. In fact, one zoo made the mistake of putting golden eagles and owls into the same cage, and the zookeepers came out to find pieces of eagles and owls with full bellies. And the worst part is you can never see it coming. You see, they have serrated wings, which cuts through the wind and reduces the sound. But not only that, they have pockets in their wings that absorbs any sound that they do make, which allows them to fly completely silent. Not quiet, silent. That's how things like this are possible. Moments before disaster. What if I were to tell you that wolves and ravens work together for hunting? Talk about a scary friendship. In some parts of the world, people figured out that wolves and ravens have created a flawless strategy when it comes to filling their bellies. The ravens will take flight and get an aerial view of all unsuspecting animals or groups of animals that could be a potential meal for the wolves. Then they go and contact their carnivorous four-legged friends and lead them to these animals. And the wolves will do what they do best: expire the animal. And once it's all said and done, they split the meal. That's a win-win for everybody, except the food. But it goes even further than that. When the wolves go out on this hunt and the ravens are waiting, you know what they're doing? They sit back and babysit the wolf pups. And they say the perfect relationship doesn't exist. Moral of the story, if you ever see a group of ravens, be careful. They might have some four-legged friends with them.
Things gotta compete with prides of lions and packs of hyenas. I'm surprised they're not extinct.
Surprised they're not extinct? Let me remind you what it is we're talking about here. Meet the leopard. Now, you are correct. It is a solitary hunter that's got to deal with the powerhouses of Africa, like prides of lions or packs of hyenas. Except, we're talking about the spotted Grim Reaper here. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure they have more tools at their disposal than a Home Depot. First off, they're ambush predators, and they're one of the best at camouflage in the world. Like, if you can't spot the leopard in this photo, you're gonna wind up on a plate. I'm just kidding. You're not gonna wind up on a plate. You're probably going to wind up in a tree. And that's because, pound for pound, leopards are also the strongest cat in the world as well, which is why they're the only cat that does this. It's kind of their signature. And before you ask, yes, that's a rhino. And that's gymnastics in a tree. I'm not even sure gravity applies to them. But forget their climbing abilities, they're also excellent swimmers and runners. If you can't run more than 40 miles an hour, Spot here is going to catch you every single time. Basically a missile with teeth. Moral of the story, leopards aren't going nowhere. They're literally designed to survive. You must really want to see the afterlife. That is not a caterpillar you're supposed to touch. Meet the Lenomia obliqua. These walking pain inducers are found in South America, mostly around the Amazon. They're also found in the Guinness Book of World Records as the most venomous caterpillar in the world. You see, the first thing you'll notice about them is these needles running all the way down their back. Well, those needles are venomous spines, and each spine has its own venom gland. So the more spines you touch, the more venom you get pumped with. In other words, if you grab one or step on one, I'm sorry, you're gonna get met with immediate searing pain, swelling, nausea, followed by a difficulty breathing, hemorrhaging, and possibly a meeting with your maker. And some people have described the pain as feeling like lava coursing through every vein on their body. No thank you. Moral of the story, if you ever see this caterpillar, keep a safe distance. And definitely don't do this.